Welcome back to the vlog. Come see what we got to see today.
This is another one of those things. This is obviously not the truck. This is TomTom, or I guess maybe their choice to use TomTom. But this is like the part when you're like, it's down to 65 because you're in like populated area on the interstate. Okay, it went up to 55 or up to 65 now, but I've never seen anywhere, I don't care what the population is, where interstate highway is 55 miles an hour. And I don't think that's a thing anywhere in the country. Like, even when you're going through a city, it's 65. Like, I don't have any idea. That's strange. And I guess also the fact that, like, even though it was cleaned, like, 5 days ago, and then we went through the woods once with the windows down, dust. Blast. Yeah. It's kind of, I don't know, this big screen's kind of neat, but at the same time it's pointless to some degree, and also collects dust. Okay, this is when it's actually like way worse than when it's full on blizzarding. Because at least then, you know, everything's consistent. Because like, I came around a kind of blind corner, but it's like, I know the sun doesn't get there, so I wasn't too worried about it. Like, I knew it was going to be worse there. But like, it's patchy like this, and it's like that everywhere. Like, because when Megan was showing that the other night, when it was like the plows did a terrible job, they did. And then, you know, you get spots that don't get sun or don't get as much sun, and then you get stuff where it's like all of a sudden both lanes are a sheet of ice, like the spot I was just talking about. And then like you get stuff like this, which on the interstate for some reason the driving lane was the one that was still bad, with the passing lane good. I mean, I guess I understand it gets packed on the driving lane, and then with less people passing, more of it's able to blow away, so obviously it makes sense. But you'd think like they'd like get the plows out there in a timely fashion to make sure the driving lane was clear. But no. It's kind of funny how much the snow pulls these limbs down, because it's like the truck doesn't even come close to any of them. Now you got one at my shoulder, and like those ones are all like almost touching the roof of the truck. That's kind of funny. The way that melted out of there. I'm noticing all sorts of videos, these snow build up. Like those are making it poof outward. And this other shed's doing it equally bad. Or interesting, I guess. It isn't really bad. Guys, the Ken thaw can be so interesting because the truck's warm enough there where it can't stick anymore, but then down there it's so frozen enough. So it's keeping it stuck, even though it's trying to come off up here. Neat. I don't know if I mentioned, like, the front tires, when you turn really tight, when there's a bunch of ice in there, rub. Which makes it interesting, all the people that you see putting 37s on them. But I guess it makes sense. These are the blades of ice I knocked out of there. All that. So that's a little frustrating, going hunting and stuff, and I like looked out the window and I'm like, what the heck? That is definitely an elk. I mean, like, look at how big the footprint is right there, where it's kind of distinct. Because it was kind of funny, because I was like, I don't think Nathan went that far out in the yard. That has got to be an elk. Oh yeah, they've been all over back here. Interesting. They must just be trying to get them the grass, I think, it looks like. Oh, or they're just chewing on this. Or they're chewing on this taller grass back here. Interesting. Okay, so clearly you can tell by how milty it is. I was a little bit late because literally there was like about a 3.5 to 4 foot wide section like in the middle, so it was like into both lanes. It just shows like a day when it's 27 degrees and like everything's thawing pretty well. Like that shows how bad they did plowing, that there's still that much. I'm gonna leave this going though, because right up here is where it was really bad yesterday. Like this was still all full of ice because it was shady. As a matter of fact, I'm on cruise controlling. shows how bad they did. Because it's like it hasn't snowed more than like 4 or 5 days. And then on top of that, nah, maybe not that long. It's been like 3 at least though. And like, and then today, it's pretty warm, and it got fairly warm by the end of the day yesterday too, so that's just insane. It shows how terrible they did. And if anybody cares, this is where that semi was tipped over. It is kind of fascinating because I still don't really... Oh, I guess there's maybe the track where it went off. I was going to say that, but based on the way everything was facing, it had to have come off the other side, and then this bank here be what tipped it over. Okay, so this is funny because in the daylight I didn't notice it, but the light hitting it when we were out here, because I was showing Megan and Nathan the elk tracks I found. But move. It's because you can kind of see them. It isn't showing up as good on camera, but like the lines, it's the mower, like the lines from the mower. Like, that's so weird. Like the grass. Because you can see them in the grass, and it must just be making a little ridge in the snow. That's neat how sparkly it is. Yeah. Well, there's a cow elk.
There's one right there too.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, gee.
Holy fucking shit.
Well, that was funny. I went and looked in the back, and then I'm like, that would be one in front. I'm like, fuck it, I might as well peek it before I go down the stairs. Would do light out here?
I don't know.
You're bringing enough light for you to tell if there are any bulls in the bunch. Not that I could try to do any of that. I just realized something though.
Oh, it's right. It's like right there now.
What?
There's one right here.
Where?
Right there, like.
In our yard.
Well, not in our yard, but.
Well, like on our property, but not in the yard.
Yeah.
That's a cow too. Is it? Or is it a really, really small spike?
I have no idea. It's like 5:30 a.m. Oh, I just heard it. You know, it's kind of crazy to think about.
What?
If I had to work today, I'd be leaving in like 10 minutes. Like, what would they do? I mean, they'd obviously go running. Right?
Yeah. Well, there's another one coming by the neighbors. Oh, it's a couple, cow and a calf.
Oh my god, this is fucking awesome.
No, it's not. I want to eat them.
And I like when the videos do the moo cow.
I might try
Cow.
That was actually kind of funny, because if I wouldn't have looked out the front, we wouldn't have seen him at all. Because I don't know why. I guess I didn't think to look up toward the neighbor's house.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't you say you looked out the back?
I did, but I looked like straight out the back, like where they crossed before. I didn't look out the side, like sideways.
The elk have moved onto the hill, getting some sun. My kid is eating snow off the ground.
There are a lot more now. I counted like about 50, but like by that tree that's kind of almost center frame now. Like there were some that like they were right on top of each other. So when I like zoomed in with this, it's like you can tell there's more than I counted there. And then like, oh, I didn't even see all those ones by that tree there. And then I'm pretty sure I didn't count that group, and there's 2 more in that group since I originally looked anyway. Just go try to cow call them in. I mean, even though they're all cows. Because there might be like those spikes from the group this morning are probably in there. And there might be like a raghorn or 2, but there isn't. I mean, like, but that's the thing, because like right there by the tree again, it's like that's a draw. There could be a big bull like right up over that hump where we can't see it.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one.